Welcome back to the Go Deeper podcast. Today we're going to dive into comparison and how it can steal your energy, it can steal your joy, and it truly can keep you from being who you're supposed to be if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. Let's talk a little bit about how comparison can steal your energy. First and foremost, we live in a world where you can just pick up this lovely little thing and get on here and compare yourself all day in every way, shape, and form. Physically, what other people are doing, how they're, what's their business look like. It's way too accessible if you allow that tool to be like a comparison energy thief for you.
I think that, one thing I do my social media first thing in the morning, and I'm not typically on social media unless it's the business page till nighttime when I'm doing cardio or have nothing else going on at that like 8, 9 o'clock at nighttime, purposely, because I'm too busy during the day to have to deal with that. And
that's the point I want to make.
Yep.
When you're so busy focusing on where you want to go, you don't have time to compare yourself to other people. And the ones that I see that do constantly compare themselves, and then it becomes like gossip or whatever, that steals your energy from doing what you really need to be doing in the first place.
Let's take this back, Amber. Do you remember when I met you and I told you I was opening my gym, and there was a huge locally owned gym, and they had a meeting, and my workout partner trained for them, and they made fun of me in that meeting. And I'll never forget this, because years later, just to let everybody know, I bought that gym. But this is many years prior to that. And everyone, when I was opening my gym, was like, how are you going to compete with this
Like,
gym?
you're never going to beat them. How are you going to make
you're
money?
not big enough. You're not this. You don't have this equipment.
But you had a vision and you had a dream to what you were going to create.
And that's what I wanted to say. So at that point, what I did, I would tell everybody, blinders. I'm doing what I want to do. How are you going to compete with them? I'm not, but they can't be me.
And that's the beauty of comparison and having a good clarity on it. When you're so focused on becoming you, there's nobody else for you to compare yourself to.
Well, everybody's different.
Well, there are people that you should allow to motivate you.
Yeah, of course.
That should allow to mentor you. You should reach out to people that are 4, 5, 6 steps ahead of you and say, hey, look, I'm trying to create this vision for my life. Maybe you've been where I'm at right now. What did you do in this moment to break through? We've all been in a place of stagnation.
Yeah, but I think people need to keep their blinders on in order to not compare, in the sense of
allowing it to deter.
Yes, because
and steal their energy.
If I would have listened to 100 people that's you're never going to compete with that gym. You're never going to do this.
You're never going to be successful.
You're never going to win in bodybuilding. You don't have this body part. If any of the top level athletes in the world, Michael Jordan, for instance, many times documented, not the most talented player, the hardest worker in the room. Kobe Bryant, the same way.
And that comes back to when you're comparing, you're taking your energy away from working hard, and it deflates you and it ruins your confidence. And you can never compare. Even Stephen and I, we're running along a race together, but alongside each other. I can't compare what his P&L looks like compared to my P&L because we're in 2 totally separate businesses. But
I think you have before.
And I think you have too at certain times.
And what I'm saying is, like...
But I have to stop myself and be like, we're running 2 separate businesses. I can't compare what my P&L looks like to his. First off, I'm a woman. I have to leverage a little bit more. That's true. You can just giggle or say something to give me some feedback. Women do have to leverage more off of their plate.
Yeah, but also it's me talking shit to you.
Yeah.
Which in a mindful, playing way.
Well, I think there's comparison and there's competition.
Right. There's a big difference.
And there can be healthy competition.
Right.
Like, we all need a racehorse running up against the side of us to make us run faster. I mean, if you've ever been in the gym and you're there on the treadmill by yourself, you might quit or run a little bit slower. But me, I'm competitive. You bring somebody next to me, I'm probably going to run 2 or 3 miles at a faster pace versus stopping or slowing down.
Right.
I'm not comparing myself to her or him. Their competition. And competition can make you run your purpose-driven life at a higher level. Like we all need a little bit of, I don't know what you want to call it, elbow in the side every
No,
once in
no,
a
no.
while.
It's 100%
It fires you
facts.
up. I mean,
Yes.
just us talking about it right now has like elevated our energy a little bit. That's positive energy
Yeah.
that makes you elevate yourself. I'm not comparing myself to you. I did a mastermind with another team owner that is here in our little region yesterday. And her and I at the end of it said, like, we're so grateful we do this because I love being around people that are successful and
Absolutely.
thriving. I'm not comparing myself to her. I want some of her energy. I want somebody that I can give, leadership talk back and forth with. What are you struggling with? What are you winning with? How do we win together? That is what life is made to do. You're not supposed to compare and suppress yourself. You're supposed to find a competitive person that you can run alongside and elevate yourself with and learn from. And I mean, we do that with ourselves.
Well, how many times
To be
have you
honest
been
with you.
around? We don't even know these people.
Yeah.
And I'm spoke for 2 minutes. And what have you heard them say about me?
They love your energy
Many times.
because you bring such a high, elevated, I mean, you make people excited.
But I also
That's
feel
positive
like
energy
I
that
do, but then I can also
you can
like,
also overwhelm people.
right.
Yeah. But there's people. We're not all the same.
Right.
But if you're a leader, if you're striving for greatness,
Sure.
your mind and where you allow your energy to go will differentiate where you really are going.
Sure.
And you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20.
Agreed.
It's impossible.
Right.
You haven't went through everything they've went through to get to where they're at, but you can learn from them. And usually those people that are on chapter 20 want to help people that show grit, that show passion, that show like they're driven. I love being around other driven people. And if I see a young new little agent or even Daniel, a young entrepreneur who's driven, who wants to go
We
somewhere.
want to support them.
I want to support him. I want to share all my knowledge with him. And I think, if you're a young person or just a person that's wanting to grow and elevate yourself in any shape, form of the imagination, you need to reach out to people that are inspiring you. Don't compare yourself to them. Reach out to them and say, what did you do in this situation? How did you work through this hard moment? What did you do in your business? How do you leverage and grow yourself to that next level? When can you leverage and grow yourself to that next level? Like pick their brain and gain their wisdom. Don't be jealous and compare yourself to them.
Well, I feel like everybody almost we do business to that's younger,
Yeah.
that we do partly to support them, mentor them, help.
We had
them.
those people in our life when we were that age.
And that's what I'm saying. We were never, though, comparing ourselves to them because I think we knew we just wanted to learn from them.
Yeah.
And when you want to learn versus compare, it is totally just different. And if you change the mindset, and for instance, your body is going to be completely different than 10 other girls' body in here. And what works for them is not going to work for you or vice versa. So if they just
gotta
I
love
want to
you.
look just like Amber, Amber is one of one.
Yeah.
I am one of one. Everyone is one of one.
And that's the point we all need to realize. We all are one of one.
Right.
We all have a God-driven purpose on our life if we tap into
So
it.
tap into your strengths.
Know who you are.
Right.
Have self-awareness. Know what's getting in your way. Know that comparing yourself to other people is only attracting negative energy in and blocking you from living your best life. And you are one of one. And you need to create the life that's inside of you. And even though you may love what their life looks like on the outside, would you really love doing what they want to do every day? And that's what I ask girls on my team. I'm getting better at this in leadership, but I used to have a lot of them come in, and because I am a top producer and I sell 100-ish homes a year, they would come into my team and say, I want to sell 50 houses a year. And I would ask and I would go deeper with them and say, like, why? What does selling 50 houses a year do for you? And do you know what your life's going to look like going 0 to 50? And do you want that type of stress? Are you able to keep up that pace of life?
Sure.
I think it's very easy to compare what other people have with what you want to have. But what do you really want your life to look like? And know that you can't go 0 to 50
Well, let's talk about this.
without chaos.
In reality, yes, that would create chaos because they're not used to the backlog of, hey, it's easy to just get the house under contract, but then there's a million things that go with it.
Well, people want the money that the 50
Right.
houses brings, but they don't want the stress
Correct.
and the consistent discipline and effort and sacrifice it takes. So therefore they feel like they're failing because they can't sell 50 houses a year.
But what I discuss typically with somebody like that that's comparing to others, I'll say, okay, how much money do you want to make? They think this person, let's just use $100,000 as an even number, and they make $55,000. All right, so now you make, let's just say you went up to 75,000,
It's a huge
100,000.
jump.
It's a huge jump, but hear me out on something. Now you traded the older car in, you got a little bit newer car. You sold the house, you got a little bit nicer house. And instead of this restaurant, you're eating this restaurant. If you don't change the mindset of things, you're still technically going to have the same amount of money in the bank.
Yeah, it's all a percentage.
Because then you're just spending more money and elevating your life. Whereas I feel like me and you have done a good job over the years at just doing the grind. I don't think people realize that we could technically do a lot more things than we really do for the simple fact that is not what defines us.
No.
We love nice material things, but I've grown to love much more things that has nothing to do with the things.
We love the freedom and the peace that working hard allows us to have.
Absolutely. Or I think this.
And really, that's when people come to me and say they want to make this amount of money or sell this many houses. They're really telling me they want the freedom and the peace that it could bring them.
But then do they want to do the work?
No.
See,
Some do.
I get it.
But, I was talking to another team owner earlier this week, and she said, I'm bringing on 10 people. Only one or two want to do the work. They all want to be on my team. They all want to be successful, but only one or two want to do the work. And you're always going to fail yourself if you have a vision for your life, but you're not doing the work. And really, I feel like that's who compares themselves more than anything, is the people that are not willing to do the work. Because if you're willing to do the work and you're doing the work, you don't have time to compare.
But like I said, tunnel vision,
Yeah.
blinders. If we go back and people said, Stephen, how are you going to compete? I would always say, this is damn near 20 years ago, I'm not trying to compete. I'm going to build the best 24/7 gym, no daycare, no aerobics classes, no nothing. I'm going to eventually put the best equipment. I have stuck true to the plan for the past 20 years. It's what I coach. It's what I preach. It's the gyms I build. I build some gyms with childcare. If that's their vision, cool.
I think comparison derails you from your vision.
Right.
And that's where you lose. If you stayed true to you, the one of one that you are, you can create the life that you're envisioning for yourself if you work hard for it.
Well, let
but
me
you
ask you
can't be
this.
comparing yourself to everybody all the time.
And you can ask me the same question after.
Okay.
What have you done to not compare to make you stand out in the crowd of thousands of real estate agents?
I think when you stay so true to who you are and your confidence is built on creating this vision for your life, working hard for it, overcoming the hard, your energy and confidence, when you walk in that door right there, introduces yourself before anything else does. And then no matter what space you're in, if people see you working hard, if they see that you're confident, if they see that you're knowledgeable, if they see that you're purposeful and passionate in what you do, they want to work with you before they even meet you.
I agree.
And you become that person when you do keep your head down and you focus on building yourself, building things within you that nobody can take away from you, your knowledge, your skill, your wisdom, your confidence, knowing what to say, when to say it. In in any sales world, you have to learn people. You have to first.
I think that's one of the biggest skill sets.
That can be a podcast in and of itself.
Sure.
Learning people, how to deal with people. But you first have to deal with yourself.
Sure.
And I think so many people come into the world, and they're wanting to compare and fix and do these things when they haven't even done that inner work to begin with.
They've not done the work, period.
Right.
They just want to be the top agent, but they don't realize they haven't done the steps or the chapters to be the top agent.
But I think you can become the top agent and still be a mess inside.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And not be creating a business that's driven and backed with purpose and passion. You're doing it for the stuff. You're not doing it because you love it. You and I both do what we love to do.
Sure.
The money has just become a byproduct of it.
Absolutely.
So you tell me.
Okay, so ask me what you want me to speak.
So tell me, maybe at a point in time in your life that you were maybe comparing yourself with other people. What did you do to overcome that? And how has it worked for you?
I truly don't think I've ever really compared myself to others. And if you really
You are one of one.
But
in the way you look, in the way that you talk, and just, no, you are one of three.
Okay,
there's Manoli, there's you, and there's me.
My son.
And I didn't believe in genetics and just like energy and being and having just genetic traits till you have all three of you in a room.
The reason I say that, and I'll tell you, and you've been with me almost half my life. When I was a young boy and my dad owned a restaurant, and I remember rich people would come in and they'd be having this new car, new this, and they'd be like, Steven, here's the keys. Take it for, like, really good friends of my father's. I would pick their brain and want to learn because I knew they were successful business. And I guess my questions intrigued them. And they're like, man, who is this kid asking these questions? And now I see it in my son because he asks 1,000. He drives me crazy. He asks 1,000 questions. He asks really good questions.
Good questions for his age.
But the reason I say that, because I wanted to learn from you. I'm still that way. I've said this many, many times. The guy pulls up in the Lamborghini. So many people are like, I can't believe he bought that. Look, it must be nice. It's this. Steven always, from the time he was a young boy, would want to go speak to that person, learn how they got the Lamborghini, and then implement the knowledge that they gave me in order to maybe one day buy a Lamborghini like theirs. I think the simple mindset and the difference of thinking one way versus another can set yourself so far above the rest, because if we live in the world of just constantly in comparison, I have never wanted to compare. For instance, I knew I was not the best baseball player, football player. So I stayed in my own lane, but I worked hard.
You can still, I think there's beautiful blessing in giving your 110% ability in that moment. Like you're rewarded for that. Even though you may not be the best, you should still give your best effort.
Well, here's the thing. If you're not the best, right? Yeah. You're not the best hitter on the team. Maybe you're a great glove in the outfield. So
maybe you just bring good energy.
Right. Maybe you're let me tell you one thing I was. Even when I was not playing a lot in football, and as I got older, I'd lost a lot of weight. And so I'm playing, but I'm not, playing.
You're not the superstar.
I'm not the superstar at all. One thing that people used to say, I was the best cheerleader on the field. Yeah. Because I'm that way, and I am. Last night, we're at football practice. It's the first time my son's ever had pads on.
I'm going to have to post this video because I football is a very testosterone, ego-driven, gritty sport, and I have never experienced it to this level before. And all of a sudden, Steven's standing up on the hill watching Manny, and they go to like tackle each other for the first time. And I just see Steven going, and then he's edging down a few steps and edging down a few more steps. And he's like, Manny, come over here. But like energy breeds energy.
And Manny felt me.
Oh. Manny came home and was like, this was the most fun practice ever, Mom. We got to tackle people.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
you can hype people up by bringing your energy to the field.
So maybe I learned to be the best hype man, which is still part of the team player. Maybe I would have been a great coach that you figure out later in life. For instance, I think I got decent genetics. I was never a Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman for bodybuilding.
Right.
But one thing that I was good at was grinding hard, never comparing myself. I was the first backstage. Somebody beat me. Man, you looked great. But did I know the body as good or the how to do this as good as anyone, where they would ask me questions? Maybe I would have been a great coach for that. Now, I chose to go the gym equipment route and the gym route and the biomechanics of equipment. I truly don't think there's many people
because you loved it.
I loved it.
And when you do what you love and you put your head down, you will find a way. You can create, you've said this word tunnel vision, and I am 100% agreeing with you. And like, you do need tunnel vision, but every once in a while you have to look up.
Absolutely.
And you have to ask yourself, you're going to burn yourself out if you don't look up every once in a while and say, in this next season of life, is this what I want it to look like? And you have to get outside of your little bubble and expand your mind and step into bigger rooms and learn from other people. And one of the things that we've said over the last couple of years is you not only can learn from other people in your industry, you can just learn from other successful business people, no matter what it is they're doing. What works in his business can work in my business. And we've both learned from each other. But when we've walked into bigger rooms and spoken to people that are living life at a high level, we've learned from them too. And you can take that knowledge and bring it back and go back into your tunnel vision of like grinding towards whatever it is you want to achieve. And it will take that hard work mixed with a little bit of strategy and really catapult you to the next level. Where I think for a while we were just very guilty of like head down, work hard. We weren't looking up. We weren't saying, is this bringing us joy?
Sure.
Is this how we want to live? Are we just building these huge successful businesses for what? I mean, we even did that with kids, right? I mean, I looked up at you one day like, what are we doing this for? We're going to die with all this money and not have anybody to give it to or anybody to pour into. And now if, yes, we have successful businesses. Yes, I want to take my life to the next level. I've been given like 3 speaking opportunities recently, and I said no. And I said no because right now, like my purpose and passion is to raise my kids. I know that me being obedient in this moment is going to bless me tenfold in the long run. But if I'm sitting here preaching God, family, community, and business, and I'm putting my business and myself before my God, family, and my community, I'm losing life. And I think so often we can compare, like I can compare myself like, oh, they're getting speaking events and they're growing their business in this way. I'm growing 2 little people right now at very instrumental points in their life.
Yeah, but your time will come. And I've told you that forever.
And that's like,
And
I can compare and steal joy for me right now.
My wife, I'll say it on camera, is as good a speaker in front of people as anybody I've ever heard. It all takes just being given the opportunity.
Yeah. And I'm giving the opportunities right now, but I'm saying no for a reason,
right?
Like for my values.
And then you take someone like me who's had speaking engagements.
Yeah. And you're great at speaking.
See, I don't think so.
That you're great at storytelling. Okay. You're great in this setting.
Okay.
I think I can turn on my presentation ability.
You're polished.
I'm polished. That doesn't always make you a good speaker and be able to connect.
I'm raw, drop the F-bomb.
Yeah. You're real. You have amazing energy. You can't dupe. You're one of one. I cannot compare myself to you. Can I make a great presentation? Can I make people be emotional? Can I take people on a journey? Yes, but I am not you.
Yeah, no.
You are you.
Yeah.
And you have something very beautiful about you that I can't make myself have. Is Manny going to have it?
He's got it.
Does your dad have it?
Yeah. My son walks in the room. Where's all the eyes?
Does Sissy
Not
have
of
it?
His looks. I think Sissy
has such a joy.
It's a different
and
type
peace
of
about
energy.
her. It's beautiful.
I wish I had more of Sissy in me because she's like,
I love Sophia.
She don't give a what.
She doesn't compare herself to anybody. She doesn't care. Sissy is focused on her joy and her peace and just like loving on people all the time.
Well, hang on. This is now let's ask each other these same questions, but we're going to flip it. So I'm going to ask you, why do you think so many people, and you're going to answer, come to me for gym equipment? There's so many people, guys, manufacturers sell gym equipment. What has made me stand out that all the other people don't? Because I don't focus on anyone else except for what I do. So what do you think?
It's you and who you are as like a man and a person and the energy you bring and the knowledge that you have and the value that you're willing to pour into other people and the honest truth that you're able to give them and just the experience that you have had just even in your own life. I mean, you grew up in business. You have created a gym in and of itself.
So you don't think it's about price at all?
No. People you don't, but people would pay more for you.
Okay.
Because what you're giving them is what they can't get anywhere else.
I want to stress sometimes that like me and Amber sometimes connect with people and give them the blueprint.
Yeah.
For free on exactly what to do.
Of not just business, of life too.
Yeah. So then some of my clients have become some of my best friends.
Oh, people call Steven all hours of the day. First
Last
off,
night.
very much unrelated to business.
Yeah. I
I
was on
mean,
the phone an
people
hour
call
last
you
night.
sometimes with their hardest things
Yeah.
because I think that you are never afraid to tell somebody the truth, but in such like a loving, soft, tender-hearted way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not always to me,
Depends.
but you do. Like, I might not want to hear it today, but tomorrow I'm like, oh, he really does love me so much, and he's willing to say all these things to me, and that's beautiful. But I think a lot of people know that about you,
Yeah.
and you connect with, the simplest little gym owner who is aspiring to have a gym for some reason
Mm-hmm.
to people like Jay Cutler, who you would have loved to have even gotten him to
Oh
know who
my
you
God.
were
Mm-hmm.
at Mandy's age.
Absolutely.
But why does Jay connect with people?
He's the
The
first
exact
one
same
at an
reason.
event, the last one genuine, cares. Like I think anyone like that, you sometimes can tell a snake salesman, let's call them,
You can't fake
you
energy.
can't fake it.
You either have it and people feel it and you have positive, purposeful
Mm-hmm.
intentions of purity, or you don't. You
It
can't buy it and you can't
I'll
fake it.
preface it like this. We pull up at a car lot. Me and Amber already know exactly what we want before we buy. We don't even do that no more. We don't typically go to a car place. But if we did,
Probably for this reason we don't.
if they walked up to us and said, "Hey guys, I'm Bob, blah blah blah. Where do you want your car payment today?" Like,
No.
brother, you're already trying to sell me. I'm a numbers guy. You don't even know what car, where do I want my payment? What about if I'm paying cash? I don't, it's mind boggling me. And that's a scripted. I'm never
People
scripted.
people buy people.
Right.
And the more that you can make people feel like you're not faking it, but you have to make people feel like they're seen,
Mm-hmm.
that they mean something to you, that you're hearing them, and that you're really here to look out for their best
I
interests
agree.
first and foremost before yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say to myself when I was first starting in real estate, when you put the people first, the money will always show up.
Mm-hmm.
And we've both grown our businesses with that same concept.
But
We
hang
haven't
on, Amber.
compared ourselves to
That's
anybody else.
very difficult to do when you already don't have you're not big in business yet.
Well, I'll tell you what I vividly remember sitting over at the Allen Tate office, and every day I would say to myself, I'm just going to go bless somebody else today because I know that that's putting good energy into the world.
Right.
And at that point in time, I wasn't meaning bless somebody financially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to tell somebody like, you look beautiful today. I'm going to smile at somebody. I'm going to give them a word of encouragement. I'm just going to be good
Mm-hmm.
and spread goodness in the world. And I was doing this when I was like 0 houses, negative tax returns,
No money.
no money, no database,
She
no
was
nothing, no social
she
media
was
to even grow a
bartending
business.
to paint a picture for everybody for tips to then usually use that money to buy our groceries.
So I want to give you like my mindset was I was walking into an office space every day, not making a paycheck, learning and picking the brains of every rock star real estate agent that was in Allen Tate, which at the time Allen Tate was like where all the rock stars were. And walking in there with a positive attitude,
Mm-hmm.
looking to pour into other people and figuring out who are the agents I could help, who are the agents I could do open houses with. I could have easily compared myself and shut
So
myself
hang on, I'm
down.
going to stop you right there because I want to make a good point. You could have went to another firm
Yeah.
that had better splits.
Yep.
Amber didn't do that. Amber didn't care at the time about the splits. She wanted to go where the best were. That way, because that's called School of Hard Knocks. That's called college without being in college. She was getting an education for free from other people, basically almost paying for the education in a sense. But this is where I think people really miss the
This
boat
is where
on.
people lose.
Right. They lose. I've had people come to my office before, the people that we built the gym for that sent us a $500 gift card.
Mm-hmm.
They said, Stephen, I've spent the whole day with them. They said, Stephen, you gave us a master class for free that you could have charged us thousands of dollars for. We're grateful. What is your email? I didn't even know what they were talking about. I want to send you something. They sent us a $500 gift card which blew my mind. I didn't, first of all, I didn't ask for anything. As long as they're buying the equipment from me, I do that from my heart to help you. Like for
Because
anyone,
it's what you love to
it's what I
do.
love. I have started charging for my consulting if they don't want to buy gym equipment, they just want me to help them with their business. But at the end of the day, I think that when you're doing things like that from the heart, people feel the genuineness. You were doing it from the heart,
Hmm.
and they probably felt that you are going to be the big dog one day. But in her time,
I had to put in my time. I had
yeah.
to put in the
And I
effort.
don't know back then if you were ready,
Mm-mm.
if your maturity level, mine too.
You have to go through. I was on my chapter 1, and I was around agents that were on chapter where I'm at now,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, yeah.
that were on their chapter 20 to 30, and I learned so much from them, and I would have paid 50% of my commission or more to be in those rooms because the wisdom I gained, the knowledge changed my career
Mhm.
exponentially. And then I just continued to put myself in bigger rooms. It's why I went to Keller Williams. It's why I went to EXP, and why we continue to, even outside of real estate, put ourselves in bigger rooms. We've paid tens of thousands of dollars to be in bigger
For
rooms
self education.
for self education and self growth,
Hmm.
to grow and elevate ourselves from the inside out first. And that's where everybody fails. They say, I want to go to places that are cheaper and less expensive to save money. You're saving yourself money, all right.
Amber
You're
will,
saving yourself millions of dollars of wealth
yeah,
by being cheap.
Amber's will tell you this before. We've been at nice hotels,
Mm-hmm.
started a conversation at the bar that, by the way, we barely drink, but we'll go have a drink, usually just for like after we ate dinner, just honestly, so we don't
It's
have to
like
go back to
one.
the
Yeah,
room,
just something to do.
just something to do. But you meet some crazy people, or the amount of people, and literally we've shook hands, had a 30-minute hour conversation with random people at a bar who then 6 months later, I'm building their home gym
Mm-hmm.
off of that conversation. Now, if we would have went, let's just say, and I'm not comparing money, but like stayed somewhere else with a different clientele, maybe that opportunity wouldn't have happened that we met those people.
You have to be purposeful to put yourself in places and positions to grow yourself
Right.
and to grow your business. And it's very easy to compare and say, I'm not worthy of staying at that place, or I'm not on their level, or why would they want to speak to me? I mean, those are all ways you can compare yourself in a negative format.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I do it. Any human
We've
that
all
doesn't
done it.
say that they compare themselves to other people.
I want you to ask me, though, what I asked you in
Okay.
whatever you
Why?
want to know.
I asked you. You have to ask me now.
What now?
I asked you.
I'm going to now answer for you, if this makes
Oh.
sense.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm asking you. That's
Yeah.
right. um, why do people choose me to be either the real estate agent
Well,
or
that's what you want to hear.
on my team? Yeah, more than other people. What do you feel like sets me apart? What makes
So,
me different? How am I one of one?
well, I think that you are just very good at connecting with people. If they call you, because I've been with you, and they want you, Amber, to list their house. Yeah, you're going there to list the house, but you usually know you're going to learn their family, their kids, you're going to be more. The first thing I do as well is somebody comes to the warehouse. I sit them down in the office and talk to them for a few minutes. I need to know their wants and needs. Why are you selling your house? Is this the right move? If you heard something, I know you like a book. If you knew this was a bad move for them, you're not thinking about that commission. You're going to
Mm-mm.
say, hey, guys, I don't think you should sell this house. You're putting yourself in a worse financial position. Or if you know they can make more money, hey, guys, I know you might not want to hear this, but if you paint, change the countertops, declutter a little bit, because I've heard you,
Mm-hmm.
we can get $50,000 for this house. Whereas some person is looking for that client that is like to go buy the house to flip it, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about people who flip houses because we flipped houses. But I am genuinely, you're just being genuine with the client, just like me. And they are going to be more attracted to somebody like you that is just a transaction. I always tell people, when I shake their hand, you're not a transaction. If you buy one piece from me or a whole gym, I treat everyone the same, or I try to.
I mean, some of our closest friends are our past clients.
Absolutely.
So whenever I
That are
walk
like
into a
family
house,
to us.
well, that's one thing I say in all my, like, I want to advise you like I would advise my own family members.
Right.
And it's the God's honest truth. And I just feel that there's so much power in being good, in doing the right thing, and staying true to who I am as a real estate agent versus comparing myself to other people. You stay very true to who you do not falter from who you are. No matter
Good or bad,
what
right?
room you're in, no matter where you go, you're going to wear what you want to wear. You're going to talk how you want to talk. You're going to say what you're going to say. Like, I commend you for that.
Everybody has
Because there are
been,
some rooms that I shrink in.
I bet I've had 100
You don't.
people have like, man, I loved when you walked in that 5-star restaurant in a tank top.
Yeah.
And that was on my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, think I couldn't tell you how many people, but I truly feel, and you know this, if you walk in anywhere with, because you've seen me do it, and you too, with confidence,
People feel it.
they not only feel it, but then they're going to go along with how you're. If you walk in shaky, like, I know I'm not supposed to be in here with this tank top, they're probably not going to let you in.
Well, there is this position, I feel like, of authority that your confidence gives you when you walk into a room and you know that there's like a God-given purpose why God put you in that room. That's something that nobody can deny you of. And if you're so busy comparing yourself to other people, you're missing the opportunities that God has for you. And we've all walked into a room and we maybe have not realized at first why we were in that room, but we walked in there confidently as we were, and we seeked opportunities and we spoke. And then we realized why God put us in that room. And oftentimes it has nothing to do with us and what we
I
could
agree.
benefit from. It's who are the other people that we can help. And we look at each other when we leave that room and we're like, wow,
But
like
don't
we
you
were
think
meant to be there at that time.
you should probably tell people that sometimes it is a little scary to walk in that room?
Oh, the rooms that you're scared to walk in are the rooms you need to walk in.
Right. It's scary to maybe say something on this podcast. It's scary to maybe walk into a room that's got nervous energy. If you remember, me, you, and Daniel was in New Jersey at my buddy's 1-year anniversary. And at first, it was an odd energy in the sense of there's so many people. Who do we talk to first? Who do we not?
And in
Man,
that setting, everybody kind of knew everybody, but
yeah,
they didn't.
it's-
They knew
and-
everybody maybe from
and,
online a
and so
little
you
bit.
got groups of people everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're friends with lots of them. And so
And what is it what's the one thing you always do?
you tell me.
You just walk up to everybody
Oh, yeah.
and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I just walk up, I introduce myself, and
But you could easily sit there and compare and be like, oh, he's a jerk and doesn't want to come talk to me. Or
Right.
you're always the first to speak.
I always
And that
try to
breaks
be
the energy of
right.
like, I'm not comparing. Like, be confident in you.
when,
Don't sit there and let your comparison rob you of opportunities to meet people.
there was a guy that I had been around, and
Yeah.
we're friends.
You
and
you
he
created a
walked-
reel on it.
He walked straight up to me, and I had just spoke to Amber.
I said, you need to go talk to him. I
Yeah.
feel his energy.
Yeah, and I just spoke to Amber, being like we were Instagram friends.
Yeah.
He's a big deal online. And so he comes up to me, and the first thing I said, man, I wanted to come talk to you, but I was talking to somebody else at the time. And he was like, oh man, the same. I told my wife I got to come speak to you. And it was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
And it made me feel good because he was thinking the same thing I was thinking. But if neither one of us would have went over, we would have never met. One of us would have thought one of us was being a dick.
Yeah.
And I truly feel like that is where some people compare, like, oh, well, he's a dick, I can never talk to him again. When just go make the introduction.
Comparison is judging from the outside in.
Right.
And you need to go deeper and introduce yourself and meet people and hear their story and figure out how can you collaborate? How can you elevate together? How can you pour into one another? That's where all the beauty in life is hidden.
All right, Amber, closing statements for this podcast. What's the number one advice you would give someone in a quick spiel that you think that they should maybe change their mindset a little bit after hearing this podcast?
The people that you're comparing yourself to are the people you need to collaborate with.
Oh, wow.
And they're the people in the rooms that you need to be in.
Okay.
You need to find, I feel like, 5 people that are levels above you, befriend them, reach out to them, pick their brain. But then I think you also need to look back and help other people too. I think it's very easy to just stay focused on where you're going. You will grow more by helping the people behind you say, I've done it. I've been where you're at. Come along with me and let's go. That also, breaks comparison on the back end of you too. You just need to be good and pour into others and empower other people. But then you also need to find and enter into rooms and circles that empower you too.
I'll end with this. And Amber's been around. We've met so many celebrities, done business with them. Are they not some of the nicest people?
Yeah,
But
they're
the
just
most,
like us.
they're just like us, but they're so judged.
Yeah.
And if I or you or anyone has that mindset, it's like, oh, they get everything for free. They're this, they're that,
They
they're
don't want it
rich.
though.
I kid you guys not. They're just like us. They have, some of them have become our friends, and
They just want to be surrounded by good people.
right. So if you like this podcast, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.